What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Today we got Kicks Forgotten Horrors by Something Sinister. It's your boy Remy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the video. And enjoy my takes on everything. That you know we finna go everything with the flow. I'm on that. Alright.
Have you ever found yourself mindlessly scrolling Reddit, only to find something that triggers a memory?
Bro, Reddit, bro, though, I'm not gonna lie, like, we already paused him, but Reddit, that place is like, you could find almost damn near anything. It's more like, you could almost find anything. It's like an amped up version of X or Twitter.
When I was 17, someone threatened me online, and it changed my life forever. Being the naive kid I was just trying to escape the boxed-in life I had been living. I would always end up finding loopholes to live life and communicate. I was in high school and being homeschooled at the same time. The first time I ever went to a restaurant was on my 18th birthday. By all means, I had no freedom, no social life, and certainly no safety.
When did you live?
I didn't have a phone at the time, but I did have a laptop for schoolwork. I found an app that allowed me to run phone apps on my laptop, and like many of us at the cusp of Gen Z and millennials, I ended up on Kick. I started talking to a specific individual who was obviously a fake, but due to my lack of real-world experience, I clearly was too trusting to realize. I told this person that I was being pushed to marry my cousin back home. This person would end up making a post to a local Facebook group in my area, saying that he was searching for my family. When my brothers eventually found it, all hell broke loose. I don't know exactly.
You doing what? You searching for my family? Oh, fuck out of here! You not finna come get? Oh hell no! See, that's why I delete the app and like, I don't know, like, nah, Dolly, nah, bloody. You not finna do this to me. Fuck no.
Exactly what was exchanged between my brothers and the person I had met on Kick, but I can still recall the haunting sound of the phone ringing and my brother yelling through the phone to my sister-in-law on the other end.
What the fuck was he
This
yelling?
moment had changed the trajectory of my life. My family immediately pulled me out of high school, and I was effectively shunned. My conversations with the stranger over the app ultimately led to my family bringing me back to my home country to marry me off. There was no room to protest.
Okay, so it seems like she was in like a foreign country. Well, like right? As it is, like a foreign country, right? And she was not in the United States. I don't know.
I didn't have a leg to stand on, but after this,
it sounds like she ain't got no control of her life at all.
The individual from Kick created a Facebook profile with my full legal name.
What?
And posted a photo of me and my bra as the profile picture.
Wow.
Following this, I lost trust, respect, dignity, and most importantly, the experience of being loved and treated like a person. There I was, an 18-year-old dropout from high school, stuck in a third-world country, and married to my cousin with no way out.
Damn, you gotta get married to your cousin, though? Oh, hell no. Bro, I would not. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I don't care, like, shit. You know what? Come find us. Fuck it. Just come find us. Take me too. Just take me. You could. How about we don't even gotta play the game of like you come catch me and I'm so scared. No, I'm coming with you. How you doing? Can we get married? I'm not marrying my fucking cousin. Are you fucking crazy?
This bleak story was posted to Reddit by a user named Queen of Arab. Listed beneath the story is a bulleted list of fears that the OP has experienced ever since the events in her story took place. Though I'm happy to report that the OP in this arranged marriage situation filed for a divorce, I think this story serves as the entryway into a deep rabbit hole. The more I looked into the current state of Kick, the more concerning information I found. And that's not to say that I'm a complete stranger to the app. In fact, researching this video even brought up some forgotten childhood memories of my own.
K, is it K or Kick? I don't even know.
Before we continue with this video, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to check it out. And if you enjoy content like this, please make sure to subscribe to Something Sinister. And I also want to mention that if you prefer to, watch or listen to videos on Spotify, I am also on there as well. So I will leave a link to that
he got
down
like
in
Spotify,
the
like podcast type
comment
shit
or the description or something. Thank you as always, and back to the story.
I'll probably start listening to like some scary podcasts.
Kick first appeared in the App Store back in
I
2010.
never had Kick though, y'all.
I won't bore you with the extensive history on
Because
the
I
app's
wasn't around
development
for it.
or
Yeah, I probably
anything
wasn't
like
around
that,
for it,
but
so.
all you need to know is that much like Vine, Kick helped define a generation. In its first 15 days alone, over 1 million accounts were created. The app itself was particularly popular among teenagers at the time. This was because, unlike apps like Facebook or Instagram, Kick was much more difficult for parents to monitor. Not to mention, the app also allowed for total anonymity, as users were able to create profiles without a verified phone number or real name.
Oh, damn.
Needless to say, all of these factors led to a lot of problems. In the Reddit post we talked about, the girl in the story made the mistake of trusting an anonymous user on the app. She was then essentially blackmailed by this person. Not only did the user post inappropriate photographs of the girl on social media, but they also alerted her family about her deeply personal concerns regarding her arranged marriage. And as it turns out, she was far from the only individual to go through a situation like this on the app.
Wow.
When I was 14, I was blackmailed by a full-grown man more than an ocean away from me. I am incredibly lucky in ways that many of his other victims have not been to be here today. I'm getting blackmailed by a girl I met online who is threatening to send one of my photos and a picture of my student ID to the college I am attending unless I send money and let her use my bank account to send her money from one.
Wow. And this is sad. And maybe what I'm about to say is like not like that. Okay. Well, let's say this. Don't send anything to a stranger unless you know them. Or unless you're together. You've seen this person in person. And you also trust this person. All right? On top of that, realistically, if you're going to send this person something, they should send you something also. And the thing about it is, it's a double-edged sword, what I'm about to say, but if you want to play that game, I can play that game too. You want to send my stuff and this and that, blah, blah, and be an asshole? Oh, I'm going to do it worse. So, watch wisely how you treat people, bro. Because karma can come back to you like hell.
Of her clients.
Wow.
So, who exactly are these anonymous users on the platform?
It's fucking
and
disgusting.
How are they able to seemingly get a hold of personal information from random strangers on the app?
Exactly.
As I re-downloaded the app on my phone, it didn't take me too long to find out the answers to these questions. Okay, so I have my phone here, and I'm just gonna, really quickly go over like the installation process. So, it's pretty basic. Like, I'm looking at the App Store now, and the suggested age range
is 18 plus, which is interesting because, like I said, this used to be like really popular with teenagers specifically. So they definitely increased that. As I'm going through now, it kind of looks like authenticating an account is practically non-existent. I'm using a fake name, a fake birthday, and a fake email, and there's no like, even like with the email, like normally, you know, you put in one when you're making an account for something and it'll send you a confirmation email. It didn't do that. It just, I guess, wanted it for, I assume,
Wait,
account
is Kick still
recovery,
around? Let me
but
check,
you could
y'all.
literally put anything in there, like it doesn't check. And I wish that I could like comment on what the installation process was like back then versus now, because obviously, as you can tell
Kick
from
is
this
still
really
around.
old clip of me, I did have a
It's
Kick
right
account
here.
when I was young.
What's that?
I really don't remember much of it. Like
It's right here. Kick is still around. Let's see this shit. Wow. That's fucking nutty.
I, like a lot of, you know, other kids at the time, was using it as a means of talking to my friends at school. Yes, but I also used it to talk to people who liked my YouTube at the time, because I obviously wanted to interact but didn't want to like give my cell phone out. So it was kind of a good alternative to that. But what set Kick aside from other major messaging apps at the time was this overall anonymity that the app had. As we've established, now you can pretty much be whatever age under you know, the age of 18 and download this app very easily. Yeah, so anyways, this factor of total anonymity on the app really became problematic for a number of reasons. On top of
That's
the,
very
you know,
problematic.
aforementioned stories of users who were blackmailed on the app, this total anonymity actually led to a shift in Kick's policy when one of its users sort of, I guess, made headlines for all of the wrong reasons.
Right.
When Kick was first released, the App Store had labeled it for users 9 years old and up. I think even by today's standards, this is kind of insane. This age rating would increase slightly from 9 to 12 years old in early 2016, following a breakthrough story regarding a young girl.
It say 18 plus this time.
In
though.
Christiansburg, Virginia, two unassuming college students have just sat down at a chain restaurant to eat and talk about their schoolwork. The boy's name is David, and sitting across from him is a girl named Natalie. And as their conversations in the crowded restaurant continue, something seems to shift. Located on David's phone in the Kick app are a number of messages exchanged between the pair at the restaurant and a young girl they have never met before. This girl believes that the person she is talking to through the app is a friend, but David and Natalie are planning for something much darker. As they finish their meal at the restaurant, David and Natalie solidify plans to meet up with the girl in the next few days. During this time, they talk about kidnapping her and putting an end to her life. It's uncertain what sort of alias David and Natalie were using when talking to the girl. But what we do know is that the girl they were talking to was very open about her own identity. She was 13-year-old Nicole Madison Lovell.
No.
And this was one of the final photos taken of her before her untimely death.
No.
In interviews with Nicole's mom, she explains that her daughter had a hard time fitting in at school. As a result, Nicole would often make posts like this, where she would vent her frustrations about being alone. With not a lot of friends in her hometown, Nicole used apps like Kick as a means of meeting other people who might show her more sympathy or compassion. Unfortunately, this is where David and Natalie were waiting for her. In the morning of January 20th,
You nasty bitches. You nasty bastards. You long face fuck. And you chopped cheese chud bitch. I know this in 2016, but I hope you. I'm sorry, but I want, bro. I hope you guys are not ALIVE. Please, bro, you niggas are disgusting.
This is where David and Natalie were waiting for her. In the morning of January 27th, Nicole's mother went to open her daughter's bedroom door, but found that the nightstand was pushed up against it. Confused, she began calling Nicole's phone, only to have it go straight to voicemail. Unbeknownst to her mother, Nicole had escaped the house through her window the night before. Nicole's mother would eventually file a report with a local police station. As investigators arrived at the house and began looking through Nicole's room, they stumbled across an interesting piece of evidence. Nicole had written the usernames and passwords to all of her social media accounts on her bedroom wall. This naturally led investigators to Nicole's Kik account.
When you had her phone, did you ever click on her Kik app just to see what was inside?
No, I just made her delete it, uninstall it.
Do you believe she reinstalled it?
Yes, I do.
By the time investigators used the
I mean, cause like, okay, cause it means like, the thing is on the phone. You might want to see what they're talking about, but it's like, okay, just delete it. Delete it. Don't reinstall it and delete it. But I guess with like her, like she said, like the mother said, her not fitting in or her not being like having no attention or somebody showing empty and shit like that, blah blah blase blase for her. Of course, she's going to reinstall the app and want to talk about how she feel online and talk to people and see if like she can make an emotional connection or whatever.
IP address provided by Kik to track down David and Natalie, they were met with a chilling discovery. Nicole was not with them. She would eventually be found in a wooded area. It's believed that she had been dead for at least 3 days. David would deny having any involvement in what happened to Nicole. Despite this, he would eventually be charged for her abduction and murder. Natalie, on the other hand, would be accused of being an accessory. Following Nicole's death,
I don't want to hear about no accessory shit. Lock her ass up.
Spokesperson for Kik would make a public statement about the nature of the app, saying that yes, users are able to send anonymous messages, but that the app will always cooperate with police or the FBI should a case arise. As I mentioned before, Nicole's story would lead to an increase in the age rating on the app, with representatives stressing that users between 13 and 18 need to get parental permission before installing.
Good.
With so many parents seeing horror stories like Nicole's on the news, Kik would slowly begin losing much of its teenage target demographic.
Good.
And with this came some pretty big changes to the app's overall design.
Okay, so I've just been sort of exploring the app a little bit, and one of the things that's interesting is there's a feature. It looks like this large section of live streams that were not present when I used this when I was a lot younger. I don't even remember if you could video chat. Like, I don't think there was any like you could send videos, but not like, I guess, do like a FaceTime sort of thing. So yeah, that's been totally new for me. It kind of looks like a lot of these live streams sort of operate similar to like what you would see, you know, live stream wise on like Twitch or TikTok or something like that. The app sort of like encourages you to send gifts to the streamers, and the streamers have like different, I guess what you call like tiers and whatnot for their fans. But just an interesting detail that I found that might be exclusive to Kik as opposed to TikTok or Twitch or something like that is it looks like a vast majority of the individuals streaming are women. And I've also noticed that like when you join these live streams, you're met with like messages telling you that, you know, the streams are being moderated by bots and stuff like that, and to, you know, refrain from any inappropriate behavior. But the comment sections beneath these warnings are still like full of people partaking in that said inappropriate.
Yeah, niggas are weird, bro. Niggas are weird, bro. Like, y'all should see the like, cause like even though the girls look a certain way, got big chest or big booty or nice body or nice face or pretty smile, this and that, all of that, this and that, y'all will have niggas in the comments ready to throw their life away just to get a piece. And it's just disgusting. And it's just like you will see them talk about like, hey, text me back, follow me back, this and that, blah blah blah. Like, damn, nigga, you weird.
behavior, but no bots are
Look,
like
look at this old nigga, man. Look at that freaky ass nigga. I was 69. Can you do anything with me? I mean, you could do anything with me. See? He willing for anything.
doing anything to stop them. So I feel like it's almost like that warning is like a formality rather than, something that is going to be enforced or taken seriously. And I should also mention, so I've just been viewing live streams that are showing up on my homepage, or whatever you want to call it. I've been on it for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, and I haven't commented on anything. I haven't engaged with anyone whatsoever. But despite this, I have multiple messages in my inbox from female bots with rather explicit profile pictures, and some of these chats are insane. No hi or hello. Or anything like that, just sort of straight to business, if you catch my drift. It's absolutely crazy.
As I kept browsing the app, one detail continued to stick out in the back of my mind. During our sign-in process, there was no verification of my age or anything like that. Just knowing that someone who isn't an adult could easily access this and receive the same types of messages that I did without doing practically anything is an extremely disturbing thought. Like I mentioned before, the app was initially created with young people in mind. So how exactly did it get to the point where it is today?
Kik is the dark web. You don't need a valid phone number or email address to make an account. It's run by sociopaths and very high-profile people for a reason.
You see, following the app's release, it wasn't just singular victims like Nicole who were being targeted. There were entire Kik groups run by adults dedicated to carrying out illegal activities that were actively hurting many.
What?
It's really difficult to talk about these groups on the platform. Not only many. It's really difficult to talk about these groups
We just found a fellow Kickster in your phone's address book. To start a chat with Josh, simply send them a message.
on the platform. Not only because of guidelines, but also for the simple fact that stories like these make me sick to my stomach. But I feel like we can't truly cover the horrors of the Kik app
bro,
without mentioning the following story.
Nah, bro. That's just fucking wicked.
The city of Tampa is the third largest in the entire state of Florida. As of 2026, it's considered to be one of the safest cities in America. But even though certain crimes like homicide and theft are on the decline, other misdemeanors continue in secret. The Homeland Security investigation in Tampa, which is responsible for investigating transnational crimes, would soon uncover something very disturbing happening within the city. After an anonymous tip, investigators would find that one of Tampa's citizens was responsible for distributing illegal content. This content included both pictures and videos, both of which were being spread through a number of various chat rooms across the internet. But law enforcement would soon encounter a problem. They knew that the individual was located in Tampa and was operating off of a smartphone, but the identity of this person was still a complete mystery. As it turned out, some of the chat rooms frequently visited by this anonymous user were located on Kik. A major problem with this, as opposed to other messaging apps, is that Kik does not utilize end-to-end encryption. This basically just means that if two individuals are talking to one another, no one can read the conversations aside from these two people. When it came to the anonymous individual in Tampa, This meant that the system provider and the internet provider were unable to access any conversations being conducted by the user. And while this was set in play by Kik as a means of protecting user privacy, it meant that Tampa investigators had to go directly to Kik in order to receive the evidence they were looking for. Now, if you remember from the Nicole Lovell case, I mentioned that following her death, Kik made a public statement regarding their privacy policy. Here, they said that while privacy on the app is one of their top priorities, if illegal activity is going on, they will gladly surrender any information to authorities. But this would prove to be somewhat of an issue for certain investigators on the Tampa case. According to this article written by the BBC, despite Kik's statement regarding compliance in criminal cases, officers attempting to contact Kik are often given an automated response and are redirected to file a court order. This complicated process would prove to be extremely problematic for officers researching cases on the platform, as there was no sense of immediacy from the app if one of its users was in danger. On top of that, countries like the United States and Canada have such strict rules regarding the release of personal information to law enforcement that, in the case of the anonymous user, they were only able to hurt more people during the complex legal process. But fortunately, during the investigation, law enforcement was able to successfully identify one of the subscribers in the aforementioned Kik chat rooms. Now it was just a matter of finding them. In the meantime, Florida agents began crafting a fake account in order to capture the attention of the user. Their profile was simple, stating that they were the father of a girl and that they were looking to partake in illegal activities. It wouldn't be long before this fake profile captured the attention of the user. To the surprise of officers, this individual agreed to meet up with the father at a local Red Roof Inn parking lot. Though some were skeptical that the user would actually show up on the date and time talked about on the app, the evening of March 24th would show otherwise. As officers waited in the parking lot of the Red Roof Inn, a lone vehicle would pull in and approach them. Driving the vehicle was 48-year-old Thomas Paul Keeler. He was promptly arrested. Upon seizing Thomas's phone, police were able to confirm that he was, in fact, responsible for posting the aforementioned illegal content. And though Thomas would later admit to this, he also revealed some other disturbing information. Thomas was a part of more than 200 groups operating on Kik that were dedicated to the circulation of illegal material. In recent years, I feel like most people are aware of the types of illegal activities happening on
did they recover his
apps like
phone
Telegram
and log into his
WhatsApp.
Kik and do all that?
But for the longest time, Kik, a seemingly innocent place for
Shit like a
teenagers
trap,
to chat
man.
with their
Like,
friends
ew.
at school, remained an unassuming option for those with bad intentions. Just a quick Google search will bring up a number of various headlines regarding Kik and what it would eventually evolve into over time. Again, I would like to be a little bit more specific if I could, but it's some really dark stuff. All of these controversies would eventually result in the Windows Store removing the app entirely. In response, Kik would update its terms of service and community standards. Users now had the ability to do things like report a profile, and certain accounts could even be temporarily banned or deleted for breaking guidelines. All of this sounds like a far cry from the lawless land that the app started out with. But unfortunately, despite all these attempts from developers to prevent situations like what happened with Nicole or Thomas, the problem persists.
Damn.
All right.
So they can't get shit on the fucking rap?
This is interesting. So I've had the Kik app for a few days now, but I haven't been very active on it when I'm not like doing this video. But despite that, I have 50, I don't know if you can see that, probably not. I have 50 new chats currently waiting for me in my inbox. All of these, as I'm looking through them, as I sort of mentioned before, are from bots who are sending me explicit messages and or trying to get me to engage in explicit content or conversation with them. And again, like, I haven't done anything to my knowledge to warrant this. Like, I haven't commented on anything. I haven't followed, or I don't even follow or friend or whatever anyone on here. No conversation like whatsoever. And if you recall, like, the process to get this account was so easy. The authentication was non-existent. Like, this is your younger brother getting a hold of this. This is your sister, your little cousin. Like,
let you download Kick on your shit.
Anyone of any age can download this app with no issues whatsoever and start receiving this, which is honestly very concerning. And I know that I'm not the first one to sort of talk about the dangers of this, but the fact that it is still a prevalent issue is kind of mind-boggling.
I've heard of rumors floating around that some of the live streams on Kick contain adult NSFW content. But during my time on the app, I didn't encounter any of this directly, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was out there somewhere. During its heyday, it's estimated that roughly 40% of all teenagers had an account on Kick. When looking at the numbers today, many websites frequently cite the app as having over 300 million active users. There's obviously no way for me to verify this, but it's interesting that all of my interactions on the app took place with a bot instead of a real person. I think that this is in part due to the fact that the Kick app is dying. Why else would developers decide to switch to a completely new setup where countless female live streamers sit around and flirt with their audience? Because these developers know that if these streamers are making money, then so are they. Unfortunately, the reality is that Kick isn't the only messaging app with problems like the ones talked about in this video. Discord might as well be considered as Kick's predecessor. It's my hope that by bringing awareness to apps like this, we can continue cracking down on individuals exploring the internet with bad intentions.
If you made it to the end of this video, I just want to sincerely thank you for doing so. As of making this, it's been a couple days since we hit 200,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for, I guess, helping me achieve that. Because if it wasn't for people like you, that would have never happened. Everyone's, continued support really just blows me away all the time. And this is something that when I started the channel, I could have never really anticipated happening. I remember I recorded a video in my car when I got like 20,000 subscribers, and I was like, this is like really life-changing. And now to hit 200,000, it's just, I don't have words. So if you are one of those subscribers, I thank you so much for, believing in me and supporting me. And if you aren't already, I encourage you to do so if you enjoyed the video. And I guess, as always, please stay safe out there, and I will see you in the next video.
I fucking love something sinister, man. W fucking vid, bro.